Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Be mindful of your body language. Be mindful of your body language. This is very important. This is very, very important. Because with your body language, see, remember, communication is between two people, represents only maybe 8% of it is verbal. 8% of it is verbal. But then when you're interacting with someone, and since, this is man gets women thing on this channel, you're interacting with a woman. Yeah, she's listening to what you're saying, but she's also reading your body language. Like you can get some guy who can come up. Oh, let's say a guy wants to lie. I ain't big, I'm definitely not big on lying to a woman because for one simple reason. I said, yeah, you can lie to her, but she's looking at everything else. She's feeling your vibe. She's looking at your body language, right? So say you one of those dudes who want to pretend like you the CEO or you high important or you really care about that woman. You want a real relationship and you roll up on her, right? And you say, yeah, I'm this and this is what I want. And you thinking it's working. Now, in the cases that it do work, the women already saw through it, but for whatever reason, it's loneliness on her part or anything, or she thinks she can mold you into what she want. She'll let you think it's working, but really it ain't. She see right through you. All right? And she's seeing through you because, okay, you walk up to a woman and you say, yeah, I'm the CEO or something. And other than your appearance, you ain't dressed like a CEO, but she looking at your body language. She looking at your body language. She looking at how you walk. She looking at your posture. Are you approaching her with your head up, with confidence, with your shoulders back? Are you walking timidly or are you walking with some force? That's the one thing. In fact, when a woman's going down the street, like you might think you checking her out, but she saw you from a block away. Understand that. Because when I say women choose, that's basically meaning they checking out for men that they want. And they looking at all of that. Women read the whole package. So if you walking unconfident, head down and everything, or even when you speak to her, this ain't so much the body language, but it's more like the tone. You trying to act like, oh, you this big dude, but you sounding nervous when you say it. They going to be like, yeah, whatever. They're going to be like, whatever, right? Because your body language is communicating something different. Your what you're saying and what you're showing aren't congruent, In fact, that's why sometimes you can get some guys who do get approached or do go crazy and he ain't say nothing to a woman because his body language is communicating he's this person. In fact, which is even harder for the average man to do. His body language don't communicate that he's confident sexually. He's looking nervous. He's looking nervous around a woman, and the woman's gonna be like, "Well, shoot, he ain't giving off that confidence." Because I'm gonna tell you how deep it is. I remember I was at this party, right? And I was at this party. It's pretty good. It's kind of a bougie type party, right? And I'm sitting there, and there was one woman there, and I didn't say anything to her. In fact, for the most of the party, I was actually quiet. I wasn't like really interacting with anybody. I was just quiet. I forgot why exactly, but I could be that way. I can actually be that way. Oh yeah, most of the women there I didn't feel, so I was just like, I was there eating some food and stuff. But this one woman, who I would end up going out with later. She told somebody else, oh, he arrogant and stuff. Look how he's sitting, and cocky and all of that. And I was like, I ain't say a word to her. But then that's when I really picked up on the body language. She was reading my body language and was communicating something to her. In fact, a lot of people who've seen me, they'll say, oh, yeah, you this or that. And I said very little. But what they've told me, I've had women up to recent times tell me, the way you carry yourself is very confident, but it's the body language. Because contrary, people might see me on these videos and think I just go out and talk chatty boobalati and all of that. But once I do these podcasts or videos, even a car video, I'm really not that friendly. In fact, most of the people I see during the day, especially most of the women, they saying something to me, not the other way around. That's some real talk on that. That's some real talk. And it is what it is, right? But it's the body language. Be mindful of it because your body language can actually pull a woman. Like, I'm going to tell you a place where it happens a lot: dance clubs. Dance clubs. Seriously. And I don't mean exotic dance clubs. It's a regular dance club where people out there and dance. And you might have a man out there, he just doing his little groove and stuff without, he ain't even dancing. He might just be staying in place, holding a drink, just moving to the music or something. And the women will come over to him. The women will come over to him, say, hey, you want to dance, or they checking you out, and they'll say, and I've had that happen to me. That's because I would do that, go to a club when I was going to them. Might get I ain't drink hardly, so I had my little water. Might be moving or just grooving to the music, just chilling. Might be being just a regular conversation or something, and be some other woman come from outside of it. Boom. But it communicated something to them, right? It communicates because that's part of it. That's why, I said, I did a podcast last week. And I said, pay attention to a woman's actions because they communicate through that. And see, we do it. See, men do it. We communicate. A lot of times we don't know it. We focus on some other stuff. But, seriously, I can sit back and even, that's why sometimes I can even see what another man would really do with a woman. I'll just watch him walk. Like a very important thing, that movement is important because that's 90% of communication. The movement, what's happening, how the body reacting. Is the body tense around this person? Is it relaxed? When you talk to a woman, like one thing body language wise, when I'm talking to a woman I might have some interest with or see her as attractive or sometimes just normally, I'm fully facing them. Now, if there's some woman who, for whatever reason, I ain't feeling like that, my direction, I'll purposely turn to the side. I'll purposely turn to the side when I'm talking. Now, normally, too, another thing I do that's part of body language is my eye contact. That's one common thing with me because I was taught when I was little, always look somebody in the eye when you're talking to them. Now, I don't stare at them like I'm crazy. Like if I avert my eyes, it's just real quick so I don't come off as crazy, but it'd be like half a second, and do it. But I keep an eye contact. That's communicating something. A lot of times you can turn on a woman just with your eyes, but not so much the eye color, but you communicating something to her when you're looking at them. You giving them attention to something. And it's saying what the communication is on a subliminal level, regardless of what's coming out your mouth, is that what she's saying, who she is important to you, at least in that moment. It's a subliminal thing, no matter what's coming out your mouth. And it can actually get a woman wet because they get off on attention. Right? So that's a subliminal thing. Right? That's a subliminal thing. Very important to understand this. How you hold your head. Do you hold your head up? All those things, and they checking it out. All right? They checking it out. In fact, you can actually, if you learn how to master your own body language, you can, like I said, like if it's a woman, I'm around a woman, I'm not really feeling her or something, I'll turn my shoulder slightly. I don't give her full frontal. But learning the body language, I learned how just to get attention and how to communicate something without saying a word. That's how some guys can get that attention from the woman and even draw a woman to him. That's part of his magnetism because it's saying, hey, I know who I am. I'm strong in who I am. I'm confident in who I am. Bam. So be mindful. Be mindful of your body language. Very important. So that's all I have for today. Peace and blessings.